All right. Who has that first spiritual experience they'd like to share with us?
I'll share an experience.
Okay, very good.
Right. So, the other day I was sitting down thinking about that situation I told the family about a few months ago when I was trying to get to a higher realm and I had an accident. So the other day,
could you please go through that one more time for us?
Basically I had saw a video which was the Mother Goddess David Icke video, and then that just sparked a DNA explosion in me, and I watched that video on my 21st birthday, and then for the next 3 weeks after that I was just totally consumed with, higher spiritual, esoteric, extraterrestrial, everything that we talk about now, but this was before I knew Amun or before I knew Pond Bab or anything like that. So I was just taking it all in, no filter or anything. And then it reached a point where I was just kept having these DNA explosions. And then I had one where I felt like I just had an epiphany and I wanted to exit this realm. And I only saw one way to do that, so I wasn't in my right mind, obviously. So I jumped in a car and I caused a big mess, to say the least. But after that happened, after the initial accident, I was just in a daze for months afterwards. Just a lot of things were happening that I couldn't explain. I still can't explain it. A lot of details I'm leaving out because I really just can't explain it and don't really want to take up too much time. But basically,
don't worry about it. Take your time.
But basically, after the initial accident, and just around that time, I remember this scent would pop up every now and then. I never smelled it before or since. It was just this beautiful, strong, sweet, etheric. It just smelled like bliss and life.
Angelic beings.
Right. It just smelled so good. And the other day when I was thinking about
what did it smell? One second, son. What did it smell most like? The sweet smell. What did it remind you of?
I can't explain. Nothing to compare it to. I have no comparison for it.
Okay. Go ahead.
I've never smelled.
I smell it all the time around me. The sweet fragrance just comes up from nowhere. Yeah.
Right. So
Rahubat.
I'm sitting there thinking about this scent, remembering this scent, and then I just start tearing up just thinking about the scent alone. I'm wondering if that's what they call the scent of Allah or the scent of heaven.
Yes.
I never smelled it before, or since. Once in a while, I might kind of get a remembrance of the smell, but it doesn't really come like it was during that time when I was going through what I was going through. But it was just a very beautiful scent, and every time I think about it, it just makes me want to get to the place where I can be around that scent again.
Shambhala. Okay. That was it. Very good. I'm very good, but I'm just glad that you're here and you weren't successful at that attempt, because we have a lot of work to do on behalf of other people, your brothers and your sisters. All right, who else has a spiritual experience they'd like to share? Thank you for that, Katat. And I'm very glad that you joined us openly tonight. Very good. Who else has a spiritual experience they'd like to share with us?
I just want to piggyback that what Katat just said. I smelled a beautiful orange scent myself 2 nights ago.
Yeah, we smell it frequently around here. Sweet smells. And we also have an absence of Black Hawk helicopters and airplanes. They don't invade our airspace. They really don't. Just like storms, they just don't invade our space, our airspace. It's like negative and evil is banned from this place. You know, we can kind of see them, the ones that, even in the class, they gravitate toward. If anybody says anything negative or against this mission, you know, the devils will gravitate toward them. You follow me? So they always, you know, they show themselves without knowing it. All right. Who was that first? How many been watching the news? You know that Donald Trump has been indicted again, right? Additional indictments in regards to the document case in Mar-a-Lago. But this time, it's something that really nails his feet to the floor, because he was, if you recall, on the news, reading a document, roughing it up like newspaper, talking about Iraq and how General Milley and them wanted him to attack Iraq. And then when confronted with it, he said it wasn't real documents, because the people he was exposing it to, they were not certified to, please mute your phone. They were not supposed to hear those secret documents. But come to find out that they have video footage and inescapable evidence that it was the real document that he was reading to the world and to everybody. So it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that not only is he crooked and had the documents in his possession illegally, but that yes, indeed, he is indeed disseminating or sharing them with the rest of the world. Also, you all have to hear about the news and where they're speaking about other UFOs, right? How it's coming out that the government is starting to admit that UFOs are real, and that they also have biological entities, you know, bodies of extraterrestrials. They didn't emphasize whether they were dead or alive, but they are indeed real. Which is alluding to the fact that they can no longer really hide this stuff that is coming to the fore. And tonight, I want us to focus on MK Ultra and mind control, which Katat, I know you learned a lot about in that Mother Goddess DVD. Also, we have tracking numbers for some people here that have been making donations, and I also want to include in that group the sister in Dallas, Texas. She was one of the first ones to step up and make a donation and send us $100 the next day. I just want to make sure that you all know that. And we have tracking numbers for 3 or 4 people tonight, and more to come. I just want to bring something to your mind again about speaking about these fallen angels. There's another commercial. How many of you seen the commercial where you have these elderly people? It's old sisters fluttering down to a tennis court, and it ends up an old white man or old white woman. They flutter down ultimately to a tennis court, and one extends their hand out to the other with holding a ball in their hand. Looks like it's a little larger than a tennis ball, but the ball bursts into flame as soon as they hit the ground. How many of you have seen that commercial?
Hotep, I have seen that commercial.
So be looking out for that. Because, you know, Malachi taught you that it was an incident. Twice it was not a coincidence, rather, but an incident. Also, LeBron James' son, you know, he had a heart attack, or, well, it was a heart trauma. And you have to be aware that with this MK Ultra and mind control, that they can send waves and create health maladies and give you diseases and cancer or they can do a whole lot of different things to you, terrible things. One example of massive mind control was 9/11, which the people that are paying attention is an emergency call, 911. It's called problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. The governments create a problem. Your reaction is fear. And the solution, of course, is for everybody to run to the government. Oh, please save us from these evil beings, which, of course, is them. Right? And they blame it on Osama bin Laden, somebody with a cell phone in a dark cave 8,000 miles away. And, of course, everybody believes it. But when you really think about it, when you saw the towers topple, they didn't topple.
Rahubat, this is Ryan.
How are you, Ryan? When you saw 9/11, glad to hear your vibrations. The planes that hit 9/11 towers hit them in the top floors. And then after they burned a while, then the towers imploded straight down like an accordion. They didn't topple over and do collateral damage to the surrounding area. It was a controlled demolition in both towers. They used cyanide and all the joints and the steel girders in the corners. And it was an unsuccessful attempt that the CIA had in the basement of 9/11 buildings 7 years prior to that. But the explosive charges are not big enough to bring the buildings down. Another thing that's inescapable about it, do your research, is Building 7. There was a third building that imploded exactly the same as the two towers, and it came straight down, and no planes touched it. Right? Now, it seems that Donald Trump is the Teflon Don. No matter what he does, like somebody else I know, no matter how much he can molest women and he can give people COVID and break every law, but he gets more and more popular with his crowd. It's like they're under hypnotic spell. But what a lot of people don't understand is that Donald Trump is their expected Antichrist. Let me say it again. He is these demons' expected Antichrist. He's their long-awaited savior, and he can't do anything wrong. No matter what he does wrong, it's expected of him. Now, one thing that tickled me, there was a black politician in Florida. They really held up in high esteem because he was just that standout black that stood for white Republicans and went against his people, like Judas Goat. But now he was their favorite little boy, a little nappy-head boy, until he stood up tonight and made a public statement that they were wrong in saying that slavery was beneficial to black people. As soon as he made that statement, their true colors came out, and they mowed that nigga down like a lawn. They mowed him down like a lawn. He thought he was one of the devils, he thought. But he found out. But you have to understand, you're not a devil unless you're a devil. You can be a legend in your own mind, but you're not a devil. First off, you're talking about blue bloods to be devils, because just 75 years ago, 100 years ago, Irish people were not considered white. Did you know that? Even in Europe, they were considered the European niggers. Irish. Greeks were not considered white. They were considered niggers. Italians and Jews, they were not considered white. Right? But every time white people reach the end of their strain, when they feel like their numbers are diminishing, just like in the United States when they say the majority rules, when they don't have enough white people majority to win the votes, and it's been proving itself true like that for the last three terms, then they start initiating people as white people. They start calling Jews and Italians and Greeks and Mexicans. They call everybody. They start calling everybody white. They recruit as many fake white people as they can to boy up their numbers. And as soon as they accomplish what they want, then they throw them back and drop them back into Greece and set barriers across the Texas River right there to drown them and get them hung up in razor wire. And let them sleep under aluminum foil and put them back in a place, or like in Puerto Rico, where the Puerto Ricans thought they would be American citizens, and they were proportionally sending more people to defend the country militarily than any other state in the Union, paying disproportionately more taxes and what have you. But when they had that Maria hit Puerto Rico, unlike when Michael hit Florida or Harvey hit Texas, they thought they were part of the country. But Trump flew over there to Puerto Rico, and they had a big report, a meeting with the news, the press, and he had a box on the table. After he got through talking to him, he opened up the box and started throwing big rolls of Bounty paper towels to everybody in the room. And none of them got it. But I did. What he was saying, in essence, symbolically, you motherfuckers ain't white. You wiped this flood up with Bounty, with this paper towel. That's all you get from us is paper towels. And that's exactly what they gave them. Paper towels to wipe it up. They didn't get the kind of assistance that they got in Florida or Texas at all. And they never will. Because they're in no man's land. They don't even count. I know many of you have been paying attention to the weather. And you've been having records broken. You had over 2,300 temperature heat records broken in the United States alone very recently. 2,300. And they're increasing every day. So you can look for this continued rise in heat. In the oceans around Florida, for example, the ocean temperatures reaching 101, 102 degrees. When you take a hot tub and you bathe in a sauna, the average water temperature is about 101 degrees. And many of you know how hot a sauna is, a steam sauna. Well, this is killing the coral reefs around Florida. They're all getting bleached and turning white and dying. And it's distressing all of the marine life, especially the sharks. They're trying to find cooler water unsuccessfully, because where do you find it? Because the underwater deep water trenches, the brine trenches that have a excavator that brings the water around from colder continents like Greenland, around Cape Good Hope in Africa, and down to the hotter zones, is being displaced by the melting glaciers, pouring all that fresh water in there, and it's moving all the salt water out of the underground trenches that's running around like a conveyor belt to bring cooler temperatures around the globe to try to equalize the climate, is being cut off, which is going to increase the rate of heating and climate rise. Which the hotter it gets, the faster the ice is going to melt. So it's a domino effect. Because the more the water melts, the deeper it gets, and the more the oceans start reclaiming the shores. And you'll find out that around the world, most of your population centers, like Miami and New Orleans, they're all placed right on the ocean where the prime property is. All over the world, they build on the ocean edge, and so all the wealth in the world is concentrated on the oceanfront property. Your large casinos, everything. And that's being reclaimed by the ocean. And another thing you can watch out, gas prices are going up, and you're going to start seeing in your grocery shelves a lot more items that you saw last year that won't be there this year. What I'm trying to tell you is that, in essence, you are bearing witness to the fact that this world is dying, and all the energy is running out of this reality into higher realities, higher dimensions, fifth dimension and on up. You got to be waiting for the event to come. You're going to have a large solar flare when the sun seems to explode, and the prominences leave the sun and spread out 360 degrees all the way around, knocking out all the electrical power on Earth, and the sun itself will turn black, jet black, for at least 3 days. And there won't be any power on Earth. All the grids will be knocked out. But there's one good aspect of that, is that all of the AI equipment that they set up in the 5G is going to be gone and knocked out in the same instant. Now, it might be terrible for a lot of people to imagine this happening in the middle of the summer. So people that live without air conditioners will be dropping dead even faster than they already are. Because more people die from intense heat in the summertime than cold in the winter any other season. But you have extraterrestrial, like the Anshar, extraterrestrial races that are going to come in with new technology, completely elevated technology that the governments of the world have been resisting, and show us how to set up and live without petroleum products and this type of crude energy that they insist upon having, because it's what they use to generate their wealth. A lot of you have heard stories about black people that have invented engines that run off water, and it's true. And they don't have any carbon emissions and they run off water. But you got to think about the white man, the devil. What would they do with all their oil refineries and petroleum gas stations and you know, the trillions, and not billions, the trillions and trillions of dollars that they got invested in that industry, not to mention their money being cut off overnight. Now, a lot of you are going to be receiving DVDs and CDs in the mail, because we put together really high-powered packages now, info packets, because the time is at hand. So those of you that receive these packages, you have to know that it was nothing that was anticipated, because we just let you know that we needed donations, and it was not a thing where you were supposed to get anything back in return. But being myself and my nature, I was compelled and couldn't help myself, right? Because I want those that are with this mission to be first, because those that will last will be first, and the first will be last, and etc. Okay? Now, I'd like to talk more about this mind control. There's another DVD that I put out about the USS Eldridge, Invisibility Project from World War II. They had this going on, this project on Montauk Island in New York. And they created kind of the Boys from Brazil, where they had people coded. The way they recruited them, they would catch a lot of indigent white boys and girls, predominantly that would run away from runaways, and they'd abduct them and take them, make them part of the project, and implant suggestions in their minds so that when they call them up and give them a certain code, they get on top of McDonald's, start shooting everybody, or break into a school, kill all the elementary kids, and do things like that. That's mind control. But the MK Ultra and the NSA, they've gotten so deep since the 1950s in mind control, until many of you have experienced in your life things like people in your family or people, they just come out and have a terrible attitude and start getting mad at you, want to fight you and curse you out and different things, and you for no reason at all. Sometimes it seems like somebody's reading your mind. Some of you even hear voices inside of your head. The truth be told. And it seems like there's somebody trying to sabotage your life. It's like you don't know who it is. It's almost like you're being like you're blindfolded, but you feel somebody kick you in the back, somebody run by and slap your face, somebody run by and stomp on your foot, then somebody run by and stick a little sharp penknife in your side. And you swinging and kicking, but you don't never, what is your defense against an invisible enemy? These are mind-controlled. That's right. The government has mind control projects, and a lot of these people that carry out in these experiments that torture and torment people that are being targeted, some of them know who they are and what they're doing, and they enjoy it. The vast majority, they don't know. They feel out of control, and they're helpless against it. It's like they can't stop what they're doing. Right? I'm going to go into this in a lot more detail at a later date, but I want you to think about what I'm saying and look at your life and examine it and see if you've ever felt like you were being victimized or targeted or being watched or harassed, or like you can go, let's say you go to a medical place and they act very resentful or negative towards you. Then you go to a family member and then they attack you. Then you go to this place or that place, and it's like everybody's reading your mind. It's like they already know that you're the one that they're picking on for that day or whatever. And I want you to know that's so organized. Go ahead.
I said that's true. I can relate to that.
Yeah, I can too. Yeah. That is what's happening. It's not your imagination. And the government is in control of these type of projects. Just want y'all to know. And what I did, and these people that I'm going to give tracking numbers today to, you definitely have DVDs and videos in regards to that programming and what they're doing right there. You follow me? That MK Ultra and the NSA and what have you, with the mind control. So you're going to have a leg up on everybody else because you were generous and sincere about this mission. All right, that being said, who's got that first question?
I do.
I got a question.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wanted to know what's the difference between melanated beings and carbonated beings?
And carbonated?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by carbonated. Well, melanin is a form of carbon.
So would that just be like a different word?
Well, it could be a different term to describe the same phenomenon, yeah. Carbon is black, so is melanin. Except black and the brown gene are identical. A lot of people don't know, but I'll inform you right now that you have a black gene, a brown gene, a red gene, a yellow gene, and a white gene. And all of these genes are different and distinct, except for one difference. The black gene and the brown gene are exactly the same gene. How many of you already knew that?
I did.
Well, I taught you that many times years ago, yeah. Well, if you remember things I taught you, did all of you remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, Ryan. So that can't be the only thing you had for me. So what are you really trying to ask me?
No, that was the question. I do have another question though.
Okay.
how do we know like which Anunnaki aren't like isn't evil? Like how do we know which ones are the good ones?
Through trial and error, child. Through trial and error. You have to understand that the head of the draconian or the reptilian Anunnaki and the most powerful among those 16 species is Murdoch. He's the king of the serpents. So I know that's going to pull a lot of people back in a shock, but pick your jaw because that's the truth. Murdoch is the king of the reptilians. Okay? And there's a lot I'd like to explain to you about that. But I don't really want to go into it too deep at this time because, like Malachi said, you all can't handle the truth. As simple as that. You just can't handle it. And you listen for the sake of a lie. So that you can pursue the lie and try to run that down and get in touch with that. You know, when you know it's a lie, and you know that what we're doing is the truth here because you don't know any other group on the planet, large or small, that's moving stars and healing AIDS and COVID and cancer and doing the things that we're doing and traveling outside their body like I've been doing for the last 3 nights. You don't know anybody that any other group that's seeing their auras being projected or have this level of consciousness. They're not really focusing on things like REGs or the Schumann resonance or the Mandela effect or any of these obvious things that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the dimensional shift is here. Because these classic manipulators, the programmers, don't want you to know that. So you know that I'm the real Messiah because I'm here to tell you the things they don't want you to hear and reveal to you the things they don't want you to know. You follow me? And you have an opportunity to exhibit your appreciation for that. Are you personally taking advantage of it? When we said we needed donations, were you donating? Or you were just sitting down with your thumb up your rectum? What are you doing? Right? Do you deserve, are you worthy of the truth? Are you worthy of being saved? Do you really feel honest when you don't do anything to support the real creator of the heavens and earth, sending somebody to you to save you before time get beyond repair? Do you realize that you're a frog boiling in the pot right now? And the temperature's not even low. They're dropping the kerosene around you. If you smell something cooking, guess who it is? It's you. Even in New York, temperature being broken. 100-degree weather's expected in Saskatchewan and Canada and all over Buffalo, New York, Ontario. You better realize what time it is. All right. That's it for your questions, Ryan, or you have more, or just got some for later?
Yeah, I have another question.
Okay.
Well, I have 2 more questions.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I know there's a vortex coming up, so when that vortex happens, that's gonna be like the rapture, I guess, right? Or like that's what it is. Are they gonna? I know they're gonna try to cover it up and say like it's an alien invasion, and that's why they're like putting out like, oh, like aliens, extraterrestrials exist or whatnot. Am I correct? Or
aliens? Like, aliens do exist, Ryan, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, no. I know, yeah.
There's nothing spooky like that. Yeah.
I'm saying like.
But yeah, yeah. But let me explain something to you. What you're calling a vortex, we already have that capability of seeing through a vortex within our own being. because your own etheric cord is a stargate, a vortex. When a person has a near-death experience and they live through it and they survive it and they describe what they went through a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel, they were asked to either go back and finish what they came here for or to come forward, in which case they cut the cord and they die from out of this reality and born into the next. But that tunnel that they go through, that stargate, is the vortex. All right? So what they're looking for here is a mass event. Like I say, when the sun seems to explode and the solar prominences shoot off from the sun 360 degrees in every direction and hit the earth, and it knocks out all the power grids, all of them. And the sun turns black, and then many of your scriptures you've seen where the sun's going to turn black. That will be that day when everybody will have to make their choice and their decision. Of course, you're making your choice and your decision right now because you don't know what day it'll be. Only the Most High knows that. And then you have to set the groundwork for your intention. Because it's not going to be a thing where that you can be a devil all your life and then you go mountain climbing and you start sliding down the thing and you start sliding off the cliff and just before you get, oh God, save me! No, you don't. No, it don't work like that. No. If you want help from the Creator, then you better start helping in His mission before you get to that day. I'm just telling you now so you won't have your feelings hurt. You hear me? Beloved, please don't deceive yourself into thinking the Creator is going to help you unconditionally. And you've been extended every opportunity to help the Most High in His mission to save you. If you can't even help Him to help you, then you don't deserve any help. And it's not your first rodeo. This is the third and final conflict. Okay? Your other question, Ryan?
My other question was to ask if we can have like a guided meditation or a blue light session tonight.
Okay, I'll try to fit that in. I will do that. Bless you. Okay. Keith Amun, your question.
I had a question because I was going back reading the dimensional shift today.
Yes.
And I had questions for you because I know we've talked about the crystal skulls and how it says how their data was erased for various reasons and stuff. But the staff, can you go more off into the staff? Because I didn't even know that there was a staff that came with that.
With the 12 skulls?
Yes.
Are we talking
the crystal skulls?
There's a staff that goes with that. Let me give you some history on that first. There was a guy here named Quico Ando, a herbologist, in College Park, Georgia. He had some plantations in Africa, one in Ghana on the Gold Coast. And he had a product that he called Nebadai. Now, he's an extremely wise fellow. We met one time, and he said to me instantly, I remember you, Ahmed. We, the elders, gathered way back in the dawn of time, and we decided that we would split up and go all of us all over the earth in our own directions to teach wherever we ended up. But before we left, we got in a circle, and we took crystal, raised our vibrations, and molded it into skulls. Some with hinge jaws, some with more detail, but human skulls. And then we concentrated and placed all the knowledge that we had within these crystals, skulls. Because that's what crystals do, they retain information. And we placed them all over the world, and when they're all found and gathered, and somebody finds the staff, that those skulls will speak and give up all the information that they have. All right? Now, how they do it with the staff, I don't know. But the fact is, yes, you're right. There is a staff. I know only two staffs I know about is the Shobot and the Mahrab. The Shobot is a stick. At the top of it, it splits off in a Y, and that the elder that carries the Shobot, he wraps his fingers around the top, and he places his thumb between the base of the Y, and that indicates that this is a master that met Melchizedek at the fork of the Blue and White Niles, the birthplace of Adam. So he is an elder venerated and to be respected. The other is called a Mahrab. So it's shaped like the letter lamb, like a J, upside down. That's why they say you walked on fours, then twos, and then threes. What is the mystery of the Sphinx? Mystery of the Sphinx is that man passed by on fours as a baby, on two as an adult, on threes as a master, because he had two steps and a dot. The dot in the sand was represented by the Mahrab. Okay? So those are the two staffs of holy men, is the Mahrab and the Shobot. I don't know which of these accompanies the 12 crystal skulls, but I know that one of them will activate it when they're all 12 gathered. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, I love you. Next. Jared, are you here tonight?
I have a question.
Rahubat. I'll do my best. Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, so back to the first, when class first opened, how you could smell a scent, a sweet scent, and I realized that, it's the angelic being. So why would they come?
Okay, can you get on the phone? Amanda, can you get directly on the phone, please?
I sure can. Hold on. All right, so the question I have,
every time.
Like during session.
Yeah.
Okay, like the question, thank you. The question I have is like, it's like an angelic being. You can smell that sweet scent, right? That they're there.
Yes.
So why do they come? Why do they come in our presence?
For various reasons. Sometimes to shift the polarity. If there's too much negative energy around you, whether you're conscious of it or not, they'll come to shift the polarity and create a barrier between you and that negative or evil being, so that the evil thoughts can't penetrate to affect you and your reality. Right? Sometimes they'll come to if a person is in an intense accident and they're in the throes of life and death, Amanda, and they land on their deathbed, relatives go to visit every day. One day they come, and they come away happy saying, boy, she gonna make it. She was glowing in there. She was so shining and full of life. Her eyes were lit up. She was bright and talkative. She was just really glowing, right? And then they get a call in the night, 3:30 in the morning, and say, your relative just passed away. What actually happened is that she or he was in the presence of these angels. And just being in their presence, in that life force, you radiate and glow like that. Are you following me? And that's when they come to people that are going to make it, and they're going to carry them across. And they come to usher them in, just like the demons come to usher away the negative beings into the lower realms, into hell. Right?
Okay, so even if they're not in this class with us, I guess those you say like if they're really sincere in whatever religion that they're into, they go to this certain level of heaven.
I need to hear everything you're saying and clear. If you got to slow it down and pronounce every word singularly.
Okay, so basically, when you say angelic beings go to those, because about the transition, so even those that are not in this class with us, I guess it's based on their intentions and what religion.
Yeah, if their intentions are good and they're here in heart spiritually. In other words, there are people that are in this class with us now and they're physically present, but their mind is on the other side of town. Are you following me? If your heart isn't in it, right. You follow me?
I get it.
Yeah. There's some people that you know, Amanda, that are hundreds of miles away from you, and they closer to you than people that's in the same physical proximity, in the same house with you. You hear me? And I'm one of them. Yes. Little did you know.
Oh, I have another question.
Okay.
I have another question.
I'll do my best.
I'm now studying. I'm now listening to the Counterpart CD that you sent me.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what that is? That was let me qualify that. That is Amun-Rayay Amun-Rayay describing when he was taken up with me, 3/26/13. But he did it many months later. Right? We were taken up 3/26/13, and he came out with that 7/24/13 4 months later. You follow?
Yes.
Go ahead. And he described he and I as counterparts, okay? Which we are.
Oh, I forgot my question.
We're counterparts of the same. We're counterparts of the same soul. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I so far I've learned that the counterpart is me, but in another dimension.
Is what?
Correct? It's me.
You're talking about your counterpart.
Dimension.
You're talking about your counterpart.
I'm thinking anybody's counterpart is. Okay, yeah.
Well, everybody's counterpart. Okay, Malachi's not your counterpart.
I understand that. I'm saying like I have a counterpart, right? But I have a counterpart, right? We all have our own counterpart.
Yeah, but your counterpart is different. Your counterpart is not in another realm. But wait, let me explain. Your counterpart is within your being, self-contained.
Right.
In other words, as insan or humanu, you are symbolically created at 360 degrees of knowledge, 180 degrees of knowledge of negative, and 180 degrees of knowledge of positive, plus the free will to choose between the two. So your counterpart or evil being is inside of you, and so is your agreeable self and your good being, the deity inside of you. Whereas that we as angelic hosts, we have our agreeable or disagreeable on the outside of us. And we have to overcome one another in a jihad or war on the outside. But your war or your fight is on the inside. Your negative has got to be overcome by your positive if you're going to be able to make it through Ma'at to paradise. But if your negative wins and rules, then you're destined for hell. There's a seat waiting for you in hell, reserved for you in hell. You see, your counterpart is your own negative angel inside of you. Whereas that my counterpart, Amun-Rayay, is a separate entity, vibrating on a different frequency.
Right.
Okay? There's a difference between me and the people I was sent to. A big difference. They may not acknowledge it. They may not want it to be true. But I came here with the healing light and the ability to move stars and the whole creation, and to communicate people mind to mind and answer questions that they could never answer, because I'm a spiritual guide. I'm a being that's in all of the scriptures in your holy Bible. 4 places in the Bible. One place is Revelation 3:14. And to the angel of the church of Laodicea, write, saying these things, the Amen, faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. They end every verse in Islam with Amin, that's Amen. Every Christian verse with Amen, that's Amen. In every language I'm known. To the Hindus, A-U-M, or Om, the universal sound. One with the Most High. When you see me, you see the Father. I'm not like His creation. I was sent to His creation as a sacrificial lamb. Behold, I looked at Mount Zion, there stood a lamb, and with him 144,000, with their father's name written and their foreheads. If I was the same as all of you, then whenever you got sick and felt you were threatened by death, you would call one another instead of me. You follow me? If you were all the same as me, you would call one another for guidance to get to paradise rather than me.
How?
Like you just did tonight. You just called me.
But we don't have each other's
answers
number.
To your questions. I'm sorry?
We don't have each other's phone number. But we don't have each other's phone number.
Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying. So you want to call people like you to get divine answers. You want to call people like, let me show you. Okay. Don't frighten your daughter like that, Amanda. That's how you know it's me, you hear me? Okay, I know you were just playing with your daughter, you wasn't trying to scare her.
I wasn't
trying
to scare her.
I understand, but the point that I'm making is that after the class was over and we all hung up, that I heard you talking to your daughter real, you say you were playing.
I was. What?
But Amanda, the child, I could feel her fear. You hear me?
Okay.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. It's your child, and you know you were playing. And that's how y'all play. But the child thought you were threatening her, to hurt her. You were going to threaten her. So what I did is I called you up on the phone, and I asked you, Amanda, please don't talk to that child like that. You said we were just playing, Amun. And then you said, how did you know I was doing that? But see, that's one of the reasons you know it's me, Amanda. You understand?
Yes.
Right. Because anybody you could call on the phone, they can't do that. Am I right?
Correct.
That's how you know. That's one of the reasons you know it's me, Star Mover. So I don't know why you would want the number to Khalil Hall, because I wasn't paying attention to him saying that there's some people that's trying to erase everything that Panabab Yanun did. That's a damn lie. All these young people that talk like that, they have opinions. Opinions are like, you know what? But the question you need to ask is how many of them worked as hard as me to free him and to clear his name? And I didn't receive a penny from anybody nor ask for it. Over all the years, I sacrificed and gave 100% of my time, work, effort, and sincere diligence too, to clear up his name and wash that shit all off of it, because it was loaded with doo-doo. You can't even go to a penitentiary with the stigma of being a child molester. without having them make you tie your T-shirt in a knot. And you know that. I cleaned him up, and I did a good job. But still a lot of people fell off and went back to church and disappeared. But it was me that stood in the trenches. I went to Tama-Ray as soon as it happened. The Black Hawk helicopters were over my house, shaking the pictures off the wall when it happened. And I jumped in my car and drove out to Ingles Supermarket and saw his van with the windows busted out and all them young girls outside with little boxes from Kmart crying and different things. I gave them the keys to my house to go and stay. Then I drove to Tama-Ray and found out I couldn't get there because it was all blocked off with police and law enforcement from even the forestry, the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the CIA, the sheriffs, the police, all of them was out there. And I've seen that right here at my own house at All Eyes on Egypt, all of them out there. And nobody could get through. And I knew what they was doing. Because I saw freezer trucks there with body bags. And they were unrolling them body bags. And I know they was going in there to kill everybody, and they were going to roll them up in them bags. So I got on the radio on my cell phone, and I called all the brothers and sisters I knew that was on radios. A lot of the Wabians had radio stations. And they knew who I was, so they gave me a clear line and let me speak directly to the world. And I told everybody in Middle Georgia to come out to Tama-Ray, every self-conscious citizen, every concerned citizen, to come out and drive around in circles until the news comes there, and we throw light and blind corners, and thousands of them came, and they started driving around in circles around Tama-Ray. Hood to tailpipe. They was going around and around in circles. And pretty soon, all them helicopters and all them high-powered machine guns and things started leaving. They packed their body bags back up and put them in trucks and drove off. Them niggas ain't never thanked me one time. Because they ain't shit. But I did my part. I did my job, and I always do. And I don't like no black devils implying that I'm something other than Nawabian when I am the Nawabian, the greatest Nawabian. And they ain't nothing but devils talking because they got a hole in their face. And they not going to do nothing, lift a finger to save you, Malachi, or nobody else. But they always pointing that crooked finger at people. And that's the ones, when they say something negative or imply something negative about me, then that's when the devils run and want to find out how to get in touch with them. Because they're devils, and I can see them with my third eye, and I know when they're talking to their devil, their daughter, how the child feels. And I call a lot of concern, not that I'm trying to get in nobody's business. But maybe you don't know it, but she was afraid the way you were talking. Now you know. If you was playing, you playing too rough right then. But I love you, and I love them all.
I wasn't. Well, I definitely respect what you say, but that was not the case at all.
Okay, well,
thank you.
I know you wasn't. You were just playing with it. Yeah, but you know, I would do that for you too if I thought somebody was thinking hard about you, Amanda. I would contact you directly or get in touch with them in a spiritual way and let them know that you one of my children, you with me. And if I was them, right, I would really consider backing. I would tell them if I was them, I'd really consider backing off Amanda in the real way. You understand what I'm saying? Putting your mind on something else, yeah. Devil. You understand? Put your mind on something else. That's right. Because the shepherd protects his flock, right?
Decoy will hawk. That is true.
That's right. That's right. And that's why a shepherd has a staff too, doesn't he?
Yes.
And that staff, because he protects his flock, is a Myrab. It's the letter lamb upside down. Jesus
Right.
is the good shepherd. Okay. You said you had another question.
Yes, I do. So, my second. Hold on. My second question is, I'm listening to the DVD about counterparts. How they were saying that the Salafu hear our chants. They love to hear our chants, and chanting helps us with our tone. So
yes.
So trying to so we should chant.
Well, what I did is just like I asked you all to vote on it, is I gave a call to the last so-called Nawapian. I forgot his name already. The young fella outside Atlanta, if anybody remembers. And all I got was this answering service, and I asked him, would he please contact me in regards to teaching this class Nawapic? Kwame, his name was Kwame. I called Kwame and I asked him to please come to class and teach us Nawapic. Now, would you like his number, and I'll give you that so you can ask him to come teach us yourself?
I can ask him. Hold on.
Okay, just a minute. Let me get his number. Because that's one that you really need for something that'll benefit us.
True. What is it?
Wait, I got to find it now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I can talk. That's all right. I can talk I can talk and I can, chew gum and talk. I can
get it after class. It's no problem.
Okay, but I just assume go ahead and find it now. All right, I have it.
All right.
His number is 770-861-0214. He calls himself Rock Kwame. Race Attack. 770-861-0214.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right. And if you call him, Shukran. Shukran New Zealand. Askuruka. I think that maybe. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Live thank you.
Oh, F1. Okay. Yeah. No, that's not thank you.
That's thank you in Arabic.
No, Shukran is thank you.
Right.
Or
welcome
is thank you. Afwan is pardon. But what I'm saying is, if you call him, I think he gave me the impression that he knew Nawapic. Did he give you all that impression?
I think he's a good teacher. Yeah, vocabulary.
Okay, now? He sounded like he knew. Give me my wallet so I can get some of these tracking numbers, please. But I think that he could teach us Nawapic, but he never returned my call. If he did, I missed it. So maybe you could have better luck with him. And if so, let him know that he has an open invitation from me to come to the class if he'll please dedicate his time to teaching us Nawapic. We'd be glad to learn. As far as the tones, like I promised the people here in class, I would do if that's what they wanted. You follow me? Okay.
Now I know you said in a previous class that you were going to send some people some tones in a package. Their tones.
Yeah. And I did. Send some people some tones in a package. All right. Now, Onk in Texas, are you here?
I'm here.
All right, yes, I love you. You have something to write with?
Yes, I do.
9549-010-3956. Again, 9549-010-3207-8039-56. You got it?
Callahat.
All right. All right, Salahuddin in Meridian, Mississippi, are you here?
Rahul Bell right here, the one and only Messiah.
All right, God, you got something to write with?
Yes, sir, I do.
9549-010-3207-8039-94. Again, 9549-010-3207-8039.
Hold on, Messiah. Hold on, Messiah. My pencil broke.
Okay.
Can you repeat that over again?
9549-010-2903. 2903.
Hold on, Messiah. Every time I get a pencil, it breaks on me.
I understand.
Yeah, they don't want me to get it.
But you will.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mine's better writing pencil here, pen here. Okay, nice. Say it again, Messiah.
9549 0107 2903 3207 8039 94. You got it?
Yes, sir. 9549-010-7903-3207-8039-94.
You know your stuff in the dark without a flashlight. All right, we're looking for Sky, Amanda, in Chesapeake. Come in Chesapeake, Virginia. You ready? You got something to write with?
I'm recording class. I'll do recording.
I'm sorry? Say it again.
I am recording class. I will listen to the record. I'm recording class, so I get it from the recording.
No, it's not on the recording. I was going to give you your tracking number.
Right. Okay. What is it?
9549 0107 2903 3207 803970. Again, 9549 0107 2903 3207 803970. And Salahuddin, I know what you said. You sent me $150 so far, but your package has got more. If you just for $10 a disc, you way over. So just don't forget.
Yeah, I know that. You always do that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't let nobody kid you. I can't always do that. When you see me do that, then you're supposed to.
I know, but I told you I'm doing the best I can. I always do the best I can.
I just want to let you know that I'm doing what I do. I'm doing.
When I do better, I will send more.
I understand. I just want you to know that I do my job according to what I feel, too, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. And Amanda, I don't want you to take what I say too personal, but understand that I'm a very serious being, and I see things and hear things that other people don't see and hear. Are you following me? And I know one thing, I love you, and I believe in you, and I know that you can make it, and the way is open for you. But know that I do know things that I don't always express or reveal. You follow me? But Brother Amun is with you. All right, next question.
I have one.
I'll do my very best.
When we shift, will we remember those left behind?
Not necessarily. You will temporarily. Some of you will. In the same way that when there's a separation and your mother leaves you, she passed away, and then some of your siblings will say, my dad came to me last night, or I saw her. Mama came, I felt her. She came to me last night. But everybody won't say that. And she may show up for a little while, but then after a while, she'll be... So, see what it is when they cross over, they're interested in the ones they left behind, but you got to remember, she missed her own mother that crossed over too, you see, and her mother's mother. And usually when people reach an age where death is natural, as you call it, they have more relationships on the other side than they do on this side. You hear me, son? Yes. And so they're anxious to get to their loved ones too. And when they do, they start talking about all old times on earth, fishing and having, they start getting together, and then they forget about you a little bit, you know what I'm saying? As you will when you cross over, okay?
Yeah.
Right. That's how that works. Because when people cross over, they vibrate on certain frequencies, right? Even if they're good, they vibrate on different frequencies. But there's so many people that they establish and develop communities, like little small towns or villages. And everybody in that community, they vibrate on roughly the same frequency. You with me? And so they mentally create, communities and little townships and settlements that they live in. And it's perfect heaven to them because they all think the same. They all on the same frequency. You follow me, son?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what heaven is to them. They gravitate to like-minded others. That's why you have 12 gates in the Crystal City, one for each tribe of Israel, because they all adhere to a different spiritual guide. You follow? And I just thank the Most High for the ones that'll come through me and make it up to Shiloh. Next question. If I
have a question.
I'll do my best.
Okay, when we are meditating, typically when I meditate, I'll close my eyes and just get quiet. And there is a deepness and a lightness all at the same time where I guess I go to a place, an inner place that is just, and I think I talked to you about this previously, there is a calmness, there's a peace, there's a love there.
Yeah.
But then also on occasion I have just, sitting in my room, just sat in a chair, eyes open, but just in silence, in complete silence. And I will go there as well.
There's 5 levels to meditation. Yeah.
Can you speak more about that?
Well, I don't remember all 5 of them, but there's, in other words, transcendental meditation, but there's 5 deep meditation, where that you go in deep enough to become one with all again at that level, and you get totally lost in the source. You follow?
But that again is in the ascension process, or turning yourself inside out.
Yes,
as
making a journey
with the world and everything.
Yeah, making a journey within, and you do that as a master by learning how to concentrate and focus on the journey within, by disconnecting your senses from your synthetic surroundings, from persons, places,
so
and things.
So being in the world, but not of the world?
Precisely. You got it. Ditto. Exactly what you said. To be in the world. I love you. And Amanda, I can feel you. I told you I love you, and I mean that. I'm saying that publicly. So don't forget it. You hear me, Amanda?
I won't. I can't. I mean, yeah. We good.
Yeah, I do. I do love you. But I love your child, too. And I love you too, and I love your child. I love all of us, okay? All right. Next person, next question.
I have a question.
Okay, I'll do my best, Cheryl. I want y'all to know one thing. Let me say that I'm more serious than you think. I told you all that they put on the internet, and you can research Larry Darensburg, Black Messiah, or Amun, Black Messiah, Millersville, Georgia. I forgot how we found it. But you're going to find a tombstone there that they got by Dr. Body's office next to the Slater's funeral home, a tombstone that says, born 1951 until August 2023, in memory of Amun-Rayay, et cetera, you know what I'm saying? And they talk about the month of August, it's almost August. I'm not playing with anybody about anything. It is me, and I don't know how many more ways I can show you. The last couple of classes, I proved it 19,000 ways, but you keep talking to niggas, and there's something wrong with them. They just keep acting like they can't hear, or either they demons. Now, I can send you my birth certificate to make sure you know all the abjad numbers go together. Yes, it is me. And I got a DVD that I sent in there to everybody in their package anew called Let My Words Be Known, where you have White Joe, the head of Nawabian Security, in a brown mirror in Atlanta, telling y'all that Malachi told them to tell you all that it's Amun-Rayay's time to rule from 2030. And Amun-Rayay is the head of all the deities. And then it went on, and then they had a break, and then another teacher got up, Basim, and he was asked who was Amun-Rayay, and he said, who is Amun-Rayay? The head of all the deities. They all fall under Amun-Rayay, and it's his time to rule. They go into a lot more detail, but yes, I'm Ahmed. Yes, I'm Sananda. Yes, I'm Muhammad. Yes, I'm Malachi can be 19 personalities, and I can't be but one. And I'm the great archpriest. Stop it. Stop it. I may not be what you want. I might not look like you want or sound like you want. But I am who I am, and I came to you. If I was you, I wouldn't turn my back on me, right? Because I haven't turned my back on you. All right, Cheryl, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I've got a question on the counterpart.
Okay.
Right. Does both counterparts have to make it, or can they separate?
Well, they are separated. Now, they'll have to merge at some time. They'll have to merge together as one. And for that to happen, the agreeable one is going to have to convert the disagreeable one into agreeable through time and circumstances and events with the help of the Most High. Just like in the Holy Tablets, in the beginning chapters, when Malachi clearly told you all that Murdoch was clearly disagreeable. He was a negative, evil being, Murdoch. But he was converted to right knowledge by his sister, Balat. How many of you remember that in the Holy Tablets?
Do.
Huh?
I remember.
I do.
I remember. It's the
That's
first
right.
text. Go on.
Yeah. Now, whoever said no, you can just look in the front of your tablets, and you see a sister
Yes,
there,
right.
Balat. Huh?
Yeah, I remember.
All right. Well, his sister Balat converted him. So it wasn't that he was converted through like spiritual, like, but it was just that he did the math on it. And he realized that when you do good, you get requited or recompensed 10 times for the good. And for evil, only thing you get back is evil. You hear me? Are you following me? Now, so I have to, in other words, the agreeable one has to convert the disagreeable one into 360 degrees of total agreeable, and then they divide off again, and then the 360 agreeable has to convert the 360 degrees of disagreeable into 720 of agreeable. Then that divides off again, and then the 360, the 720 has to convert the other 720 into agreeable in our case. Once you reach 720, you become God, master over time and space, etc., with the wings of an angel. But when we get 720, we divide again, and then the 720 merges with the other 720, converted to agreeable, and that makes 1440 in our case. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when there's so much beauty for all of us. It's really just heaven everywhere, dripping off everybody, like dew off flowers early in the morning on a spring day. You hear me? Even better than that. Okay, Amanda, I know that you got stars where you at this time. I'm looking in your... Okay, who's going to move some stars for us right now first? Of you devoted lambs. Agreeable disciples. Go ahead.
A half moon.
This is the Nucleus.
Oh, that's... Okay, the half moon is good, son. That's fine. I see it. What you going to do with it?
All right. In the name of Amun-Rayay, move to the right. Yeah, it's already moving.
That's you too,
Yeah. Move to the left. Going back left.
Moving left.
I love you.
Stop. Drop down. Down.
Dropping
Back
down.
up.
It's got a
Dropping
nice
down.
feel to it.
I love you.
Go back up. Going up.
One up.
Going up.
Stop. Going a clockwise circle.
Moving clockwise.
Moving clockwise.
All right.
Okay, you see it in Lancaster, Ryan?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a haze, but I can see the moon and like I can see a star.
Well, do something with that moon.
All right. In the name of Amun-Rayay, move to the left.
Okay, little God.
Moving left.
You're trying to jump
Moving
up and
to
down
the
a little bit,
left.
though.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. The reason I say that, right, I want to make sure you know that you and I are seeing the same moon, okay?
In the name of Amun-Rayay, move to the right.
Moving right.
Over to the right. In the name of Amun-Rayay, move up. Move up.
Moving up.
I see it going up through the clouds.
In the name of Amun-Rayay.
Going up.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, go down.
Going down.
Going down.
Dropping down.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, move back.
Back where?
Moving back. In the name of Amun-Rayay, like.
Say it again.
In the name of Amun-Rayay.
Move where?
In the name of Amun-Rayay, move in a clockwise circle. Moving clockwise fast. Moving clockwise.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody got some noise on the phone. Thank you, Ryan. I love you for displaying your power.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I want you to know that when all of you do this, the reason why I call it the great test is because anybody that can't do it, it's not really raising up in consciousness as fast as I would like, and they haven't really connected with that deity inside of them completely. And it looks to me sometimes like the people that can perform miracles the least run away from them the most. Or sometimes people are disagreeable in their hearts and they wish it wasn't me or they wish it was somebody else, so they pretend they can't see or they make every excuse not to do it. But they don't know they're crippling themselves spiritually. All right. Next person.
Can I go next?
Yes, you can. Okay, 1 second, Anukas. This brother asked first.
I would like to move on the whole creation. This is Amun-Rayay.
Okay.
Amun-Rayay.
That's right.
All creation go out in the name of the Messiah Amun-Rayay. Go up. And it's going up. All creation go to the right in the name of the Messiah Amun-Rayay. Go to the right. Keep going.
Right.
All creation is going to the right. Stop. All creation goes back to the left in the name of the Messiah Amun-Rayay. And it's going to the left. Keep going.
Back left.
Keep going. Now all creation drop down in the name of the Messiah Amun-Rayay. Drop down. Dropping down.
Dropping down.
Now go back up in place. Go back up. In the name of the Messiah, Amun-Rayay. Stop, and we're gonna go 100. We're gonna go 306 degrees clockwise circle for the Messiah and 144,000 elite of few. All creation go in a circle clockwise. All creation. And it's bright too. I can see light, energy.
Yeah.
And it's moving fast.
Oh, Power hot, Messiah.
I love you. One more
I
person.
love you too.
I love you more. All right, Anukas.
Yeah, I'm looking at a star over my head.
All right.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, move up.
And it's moving up.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, drop
up.
down.
Dropping down.
Dropping down. In the name of Amun-Rayay, move to the right.
It dropped down right
Move
there.
to the right. In the name of Amun-Rayay, move back to the left. Move back to the left.
Move to the left.
Dancing a little bit.
That's right.
And then
My mind got a little tired.
In the name of Amun-Rayay, go in a clockwise circle.
And it's going clockwise.
A little fast.
Clockwise. Tower High Messiah.
Fast.
All right. I was trying to say to you all.
I love you.
Cheryl, what do you have in London, Cheryl?
They're cloudy again.
Okay. Let me say, I was trying to say to you all, the reason I call this the great test is because everybody that performs this miracle with me is ascending into a God. I'm telling you, that's what's happening. So say fire on those people that run from it or get quiet when it's time to move them. They're leaving themselves behind. All right. We need to know what that next question is.
Yes, this Mo, I got a question.
I'll do my best.
I had this I was thinking about the Henuet and the Manjet, and that was on the 20. It was on the 24th, and when I laid down, I actually went into I noticed I was in the sky. Looked like I was in the sky flying, and then I got kind of scared because I didn't recognize it happened, and then I jumped up, and when I got up, I realized I'm still laying in the bed. I thought, let me lay back down. So as soon as I laid back down, I went back into the same vision. I was flying, and I was like just really looking at it. I said, wait a minute, let me see if this really real. And I got right back out of it. Got just like the second time. It's gonna be the third time I went back, and I was flying, but I was standing up. You know, like how you walk. So I was standing up, and I was flying with vehicles on the side of me. There was a lot of vehicles on the side of me, and I noticed that they didn't have no wheels. And I was like, wow. And I was like a video game, just flying. And I'm racing them and everything. And I said, oh, man, I said, man, this is the third time I jumped into the vision like 3 times in a row. Why is it that? That's amazing.
You're a spiritual AW. You're extremely spiritual. So this transition won't be difficult for you at all. I sent some of you a DVD by Allison Cole. I want you to pay attention to that. Study these packages, the info packages I'm sending you real hard, because there's some very powerful information in there. Very powerful information. I'm telling you, if I was you, I'd be out at the mailbox looking for it right now. But we only mailed them yesterday, so they've been rushing towards you for a day already, all right? And I'm telling the rest of you, we need donations, serious ones. The more you bless us, the more we bless you. And Kiefer, I found the whole gifted. Of course, that's going to be in your next package. And thank you for sending me that. The whole gifted. I love you all.
Okay.
Amun-Rayay, and we need you to start posting these up because you know I don't have a computer. Posting up these people to come to class and making us more powerful and more in media than we were before I lost my computers. Do your thing like Crystal Skulls. We are one. Amun-Rayay, the Messiah. Love you.